Good morning. Here's my idea. We have a very serious multi-dimensional problem in American cities today, which relate to the accelerating pressures of all of this suddenly very expensive gasoline on the one hand, and then the even more important problems of climate degradation, and then finally the very poor performance in economic, environmental, and in quality of life terms of the transportation arrangements that characterize most American cities. We can do better. We should have taken care of these problems quite some time ago, because we knew pretty much everything that we know today, but what is the big difference is a sense of urgency that appear in most people's minds, specifically in terms of all of this $4, eventually $5 gasoline, which changes their perspective on things enormously, but also the enormous pressures of our climate degradation. So, what do we do with this? Well, I think that I and many of my international colleagues have put together the pieces of the puzzle, and I would now like to present them in a series of presentations made in cities across North America, where I think the need is greatest. Not only is the need greatest, but also our potential for doing something about it is greatest. This would contrast them to cities in the developing world or in the all-too-fast developing world. So we have a problem on the one hand, and we have some interesting solutions on the other. I would draw your attention to a very simplified presentation of the overall organization of such an event, which you can find at www.invent.newmobility.org. And the idea would be to take the presentation in these steps. Now, in order for you to get comfortable with this sort of thing, this keys on several things. But why don't you keep in your mind the concept of what Al Gore was able to do in very broad ecological terms, and say that instead of looking at the global problem, we want to focus specifically on transport in cities, and we also want to draw the time horizon down to things that can be done in the next 2 to 4 years, specifically. That is, I suppose, the unique characteristic of what we have in mind here. Now, our next question is, we've got a potential audience. There are cities, there are university groups, there are public agencies at different levels, and then there are all the public interest groups that want to get this message and want to become a part of the solution process. We have a body of materials. We have, possibly in me, someone who can interpret them and to draw in audiences so that they understand what the issues are, they understand their urgency, and they become part of the solution process. What we need is support. What we need is financial support to make this work. This is not enormously expensive, but it's not something that can be done for a few dollars either. And we need support in terms of outreach to bring this whole program to the attention of people across America and to the institutions that can make it work. So there you have it. You know how to get in touch with me. You know where the materials are behind this. I hope you find some interest in this, and I hope you will get in touch. Give me your orientation. Tell me about how you think we could do this better, how we could do it at all. And I thank you for your attention, and I look forward to moving on this one without waiting for the planet to totally collapse. Thank you.